The time at the University of Georgia was a special time. For me, one of the highlights of it was I met my wife through student judiciary. So Beth and I were both involved in the student judiciary, so that clearly is the highlight. And the byproduct of that is that our son David was also a recent University of Georgia grad and somebody who was involved at student judiciary as well.
I joined University Judiciary end of my, or I guess beginning to end of my sophomore year in college, and didn't really know what to expect. Wasn't a whole lot of people and faces that I'd seen before in it, but quickly came to make some fast friendships and lasting friendships both in the student side as well as the administration side. And having just graduated from Georgia, this hasn't fully materialized yet, but I'm beginning to see that probably my most meaningful times there are judged by the people that I keep up with the most. And just based on these past couple of months, it seems that these judiciary people are the ones that I'm going to be keeping up with the most and have the most in common with in the long run. And what was unique about judiciary and what initially got me interested was the opportunity to serve both the students and the university as a whole. That through the judiciary hearings, you're not just helping the student, you're not just helping the university, you're helping them come together to come to a fair outcome. And that was really unique. It felt made me feel closer to the students and that I was helping them, but also that the university was putting some trust into its students to advocate on their behalf.
Clearly the names have changed, some of the names have changed, some of the responsibilities have changed, but overall I think that the core of what's happening there, as David just mentioned about the fact that the university is entrusting its students with a lot of decision-making authority and ability. So I think that those fundamentals continue to resonate.
The thing that probably stands out to me the most from talking to my dad and Jenny and Mr. Bracewell and some of the other older alumni is that it seemed to be much more of a stronger sense of camaraderie as well as some off-campus bonding time, which we have retreats now for judiciary, but they're on campus, and you don't really get that sense that you're part of something distinct from the university, from campus, when you're just renting out a classroom for a couple hours in a day. So hearing the stories about that and the awkward times, the funny times, the miserable times, I think that's really where you can get a deep sense of camaraderie, and I think that we make up for that in other ways, but I think that that's something that stands out to me when hearing stories from the older alumni.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think when we've talked about some of those things and then shared that with Bill and then with Jenny, who is our great friend, really part of the reason we're interested in hosting and moving forward with the fundraising campaign is so that the students today can enjoy some of those same opportunities that folks like Beth and I were able to enjoy when we were going through student judiciary. So it clearly is, I absolutely agree with David, that when you have the opportunity to do some of those types of things, that bond becomes greater. And we certainly understand that there's expense associated with that. So what a privilege it is for us to be able to work with great people like Bill Bracewell and others and raise some funds so that not necessarily David, but the folks that follow David will be able to continue to enjoy that great legacy.